Sir, please give a bite.
Please give a bite,
Anthony,
sir.
Sir, will you bring gold, sir?
Sir,
How's the preparation?
Sir, please give a bite. Anthony, will you bring gold?
Sir, entire nation's banking, sir.
The entire nation is
How will you handle the
handling
pressure, sir? How?
How will you handle the pressure, sir? One bite, sir.
Anthony,
जी सर,
you seem lost in thought. Are you okay?
सर आई एम ओके, बट आपको नहीं लगता कि ये सवाल आई ओके हमारे जो ओलंपियंस हैं बहुत प्रेशर में होते हैं? यू शुड आल्सो आस्क देम.
That's a really good question, Anthony. But that conversation on mental health has already begun.
अच्छा,
We
चलो
can discuss about this.
चलो बैठो, टॉक अबाउट इट. Ashish, I was thinking that, there's pressure at home and there's pressure also at the global stage. So, how do athletes at Olympics really deal with this mental pressure that they go through? And what is the pressure like for them?
Anthony, you must understand the pressure at the Olympics is immense, more than any other sporting event in the world. One, because you are competing with the best athletes on the planet. And unlike cricket,
The world's best.
the world's best, and there are more than 200 countries playing these games, unlike a cricket which 8 countries play. So you have to beat the best in the world, you have to outsmart them, you have to outrun them.
Not everyone is able to speak about the mental pressure that they face, but some of them did.
So Simone Biles, an American gymnast,
Right.
she pulled out of the 2020 Olympics. But the pressure on her, on gymnasts, they are the epitome of perfection. The perfect 10 phrase comes from gymnastics. Nadia Comaneci in the 19...
What is perfect and your form proper hona chahiye? Is it that? Because you have to be very, very flexible to be a
That
gymnast.
particular movement, that particular routine of gymnastics, you have to do it to so much with perfection that they can't even deduct 0.1 marks out of it.
Okay.
And Nadia, the Romanian gymnast,
Really challenging. Yeah?
yes. So she represented that perfect 10, and that set a role model for other gymnasts to follow. And that pressure is
Difficult
immense.
role model. I mean, once someone sets a very high standard, then it's not possible for everyone to live up to the standards. I can speak for myself at work. So yeah, please continue. Sorry to interrupt.
Our badminton world champion Lakshya Sen, he said the routine was getting too much for him. He took a mental health break, and then he went on to be a world champion again. And in other sports, in shooting, we have Anjum Mudgil. She's a top shooter. She's talked about battling mental health problems. But they're both on the plane to Paris again, and they're likely to do very well in their respective disciplines.
So it's a very real issue.
It is.
That-
Yes.
But again, what are the factors that you think contribute to it? Is it just the pressure of representing the country? Because you are the ambassador of the country's so-called honor at the games rests on your shoulders, right?
So put yourself in the shoes of Sift Kaur. She's a medical student. She cleared NEET, dropped out of it to pursue shooting. Now she's not gone to college. She'll be in the Games Village in Paris, where she'll have the world champions, 8-time world champions, having lunch with her. So she might be
That's
overawed,
that pressure of
Yeah,
being surrounded
you
by
know.
the elite athletes, as we call them. Yeah.
bumping into
Yeah.
a Michael Phelps or a
Yeah,
Carl
yeah,
Lewis,
yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
Plus, you have billions of people rooting for you, all of them begging for blood, asking for a medal. So that pressure is immense.
And also that make or break moment, right? Because it's like that. It reminds me of that board exam, the high stake board exam, where you make it or you break it. It's like that. So,
But unlike the NEET exam, they can't be paper leaks there. Right?
but do you want to talk about that moment which
Yes.
all builds up to
So
that pressure?
we're talking
Yeah.
about a shooter.
Yeah.
So, I've spoken to Gagan Narang, who's an Olympic champion himself. So he talks about preparing for 4 years. People like Abhinav Bindra have built a shooting range in his home to duplicate the conditions in shooting ranges. But once you go there, if there's a wind blowing in a direction you didn't anticipate, there are external factors which may ruin your moment. And for those particular minutes, if you're not able to get that perfect score, you've blown it. You go back, and then you go back to the drawing board for another 4 years.
And also, I think that this time also at the Olympics in Paris, I think they've also brought in some changes. Of course, there are separate venues where we can go and relax.
So
Talk about that.
So there are these distress zones. There are sleeping pods, where you have low lighting, soothing music, where after the stress of the competition, the athletes can go and relax.
Yeah.
And they also have personnel now.
Yeah.
So Dr. Sameer Parekh, who's a renowned psychiatrist in Delhi, he's gone for psychiatric counseling.
Yeah.
So in certain sports psychology would play a part.
Right.
But also if somebody is off the boil,
Yeah.
and where a psychiatrist would come in, so they've taken a psychiatrist for the first time.
So for the Olympian, it's an Olympic every day, but for the country, it's only a matter of 15 days. After that, kaun hai? Yeah. Don't you think that's the case? Because unlike cricket and any other sport, Olympians are only remembered during the moment of glory and moment of fame.
So did you know Neeraj Chopra before he won the Tokyo Olympics?
Nope. And after that, just one win, and then I think every kid in every mohalla knew who Neeraj Chopra is.
Right. See, that's the catalyst effect. It happened with cricket in '83.
Yeah.
But it's a very lopsided thing. Cricket gets all the money. Cricket gets all the attention. Olympic sports has been ignored. There used to be hockey. We won in 1928, 1932, 1936. The Olympics hosted by Hitler, where Dhyan Chand was offered a very high post and he turned it down. And what happened to Dhyan Chand after that? He died in penury of cancer. He didn't have money for his treatment. So that's the...
And we have a stadium named after him, mind you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, that's the saddest part about being an Olympics sports person, is that people will only remember you for those 15 days. Now, in another fortnight, people who will win medals will be lauded. And like you mentioned, the ones who don't, they'll come back in ignominy, nobody will know them, and they'll be forgotten for another 4 years till the next Olympics.
Sad reality. I hope it changes, but at least the only positive takeaway from this conversation is that at least mental health is in some form or the other is being addressed. But I hope if that is being addressed, then if this happens, then the others would follow. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
for
Anthony.
taking
It's a
time
pleasure
out.
talking to you.